All praises to Yahweh. All praises to Yahweh Shai. All praises for Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that have been and continue to teach the true gospel. Salute to the Akim, spreading the true gospel on the streets and lanes of the city, on the highways and hedges, and on the World Wide Web. Much love to the humble Akwath, who learn the science with all subjection and are in righteous order under the men of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Just the brother Raza from the Church of Philadelphia camp. And, hey, Lord just put on my spirit, with everything that's going on, and everything that Esau is doing to the men of the Lord, and what they want is a reaction from you. You know how you got instigators and bullies that want to do things behind the scenes, and it's just like, when you were a kid, most of the time the teacher saw the reaction from one student, right? The teacher saw the reaction, whether it's pushing them back, hitting them back, right? Or if people keep picking on you and then you finally do something, and who's mostly in the clear? The person that actually instigated it, right? And it could be someone is egging someone on to instigate or to mess with somebody, right? But it's always that person behind the shadows that gets away scot-free. And it's always the person that reacts, right, in a violent way that gets the punishment or gets the consequence or is seen by the people who so-called judge the situation, right? But rarely do people get into the core of why this is going on. And this is Esau Edom's whole MO. Is to be behind the scenes and to be what they think is an architect, a puppet master of what's happening. And they don't even know they're being puppeteered, because whatever they think, whatever they say, however they feel, is being driven by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Even though they believe that they control the destiny of themselves and others, they definitely believe they control our destiny. So everything they do, though, is going to come to light. And the Lord is just heaping up, they are just heaping up coals for their judgment. So what they think that they're doing to the men of the Lord is stopping them from having any and all types of humanity, right? Stopping them from getting another job, stopping them from feeding and taking care of their family. Yeah. But the Lord is just making us blameless. Because we could care less what they do. We don't interfere in their world. Right? We just want to be righteous and obey the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. And what they call good, the Bible calls evil. And what they call evil, the Bible calls good. Figure that out. So they're running around here changing all types of laws and policies, really to come down on the men of the Lord, the chosen people, the Israelites, and disguising it as this and disguising it as that. But we know, because the Lord has given us that spiritual eyesalve to understand what they're doing, right? And they're doing it to get a reaction from the men of the Lord so that we won't be found blameless. right? So that they can have something to accuse us of. And that's why, they got these false prophets out here, right? To instigate things, to make it seem like the men of the Lord are all one and the same. And we're not. We're not. But they want to lump everything together. But they won't lump anything about themselves. But they want to lump us all together. With all these, again, false accusations, false flag events, and all types of madness. But again, they're just heaping up coals in a huge judgment for themselves. Because they're not going to be found blameless. But they believe they have some type of power over the world, and especially over the men of the Lord. So they're wielding that power greatly at this moment. And they're high-fiving each other, going out to drinks with each other, talking big stuff. But we're going to see in the end who was right and who was wrong. Because it is about right and wrong. Well, enough of me babbling. Let's get into this precept. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Yeah, again, they want us to do all kinds of things, right? So they can arrest us, so they could kill us, so they can put us on the news, right? Looking crazy, or doing something crazy, or saying something crazy. When the only thing we do is read the Bible. So you ask us a question, we're going to find the answer in the Bible. So you're really not questioning us. You're really not mad at us. You're mad at Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Because at the end of the day, these are his words. And we're reading it right to you. And once you understand the Bible, that's why when Esau and other heathen nations understand the Bible, they understand it's not for them. Then it becomes evil. Right? That's why that famine of word is coming. And it's coming soon. Right? And it's already here, actually. Anytime you're taking down people's videos, or anytime we got to watch what we say, then hey, you're taken away from the word. But soon enough, all of this stuff is going to be shut down. So all manner of wisdom is going to be no more heard through the men of the Lord. It's the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. Yeah, so don't worry about going back and forth with these people. And obviously you're going to defend yourself if something is come upon you where you have to defend yourself. But other than that, they're going to do what they're supposed to do. And so we can't think it's strange when they do it. But again, we're not going to do something that is going to get us arrested, or is going to get us on the news, or get us killed. Because that's what they want to do. They want us to react in that way, so that they can be justified. It says, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's the day of judgment. That's the day Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai cracked them skies open. And again, they're getting judged right now. He's repaying this earth right now. He's repaying Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations right now. But the ultimate is going to be when the fathership comes and crack them skies open and them concentrated heat comes raining down on this place. And we get beamed up and we see the destruction. Right? That's going to be the glorious day. That's the day that we wish was yesterday. And if it wasn't yesterday, then, what do we say? Then tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then hey, or if not today, well, yesterday and then today, and if not today, then tomorrow, 1 second past, sundown, Slocky. And we're going to continue to sigh and cry until the Lord comes, because we are in a wicked, wicked, wicked place. So we pray that the Lord comes back. That's why this is the hopeful year of our deliverance. And the destruction of Esau Edom. And with that, Lord, wellness edifying to the elect. Until next time, shalom.